How do I train shoulders with kettlebells and a sandbag? Well, I'm going to show you the whole thing. I've got an hour, almost exactly, before my next client shows up. So this is going to be efficient. You've basically got 2 exercises for your shoulders and 2 exercises for your legs. That's not including warm-ups. So let's get into the warm-up. Now, if you don't have one of these, firstly, get one. They're cheap. Use them for an ab roller. You can add resistance to it. It's a hamstring roller. It's a leg slide, mountain climbers, lunges, tons of uses. But when you train at home with kettlebells, you can't do hamstring work from the knee. It's all hamstring work from the hip. So it's important to have a way to train your hamstring from the knee as well. So the warm-up's done. We warmed up quads, glutes, hamstrings, calves and Achilles. And then we did some basic seesaw pressing with some light kettlebells. Again, that could be done with dumbbells. The hamstring roller, you don't have to roll. You could do something like an RDL or a Nordic hamstring curl. You could use a foam roller to do some of those rolls. Now there's a couple workup sets here before we get into the working sets. Once we're into the working sets, we're going to do a 5x3, 5 sets of 3 reps. The domination on the legs will come when it comes to the accessory exercise. Approximately a 2-minute rest in between sets. First working set. So here it is. There's the rest period timer, 10 seconds in. Now look, if you don't have a sandbag, don't get put off. You can be doing these squats with a kettlebell, with a pair of kettlebells, with a dumbbell, with a barbell. It really doesn't matter. The basis of what you should get from this is that we are doing a front squat and a double kettlebell shoulder press. Now vary that how you will. If the double kettlebell shoulder press is too challenging for your mobility or your ability overall, make it a single kettlebell shoulder press and do the sides one at a time. If the squat is too challenging, make it a unilateral squat. Make it a squat with dumbbells by your sides. You can vary this in a number of ways. The big takeaway here is that we're doing a superset 5x3, squat, press, and then we're going to be going into 4 sets of our accessory exercise, which will be a chest supported lateral raise and the Bulgarian split squat drop set of death. So 30 seconds left and we're into round 2 here. Very simple workout. You've got your warm-up phase, your work sets and your accessory, and then you're done. Don't forget, when you're lifting a sandbag off the floor, it's straight arms, leg drive, put it on the shelf, that is your lap, change your grip, scoot it in nice and tight, then stand tall, then you're ready to do your lift. So to make the squat more demanding, I'm adding a little pause at the bottom. Rather than bouncing in and out of the bottom position, I'm pausing. So that you've got to generate all that power with no advantage from bounce or momentum. When you pause, you take away all of the stored energy, also known as the stretch shortening cycle. You remove the SSC, and as a result, end up training more explosive power, but also upping the difficulty of the exercise. So because sandbags don't move in 2.5 kilogram increments, you have to come up with other ways of increasing the difficulty before you make a jump to the next bag. Time is the easiest one. Slow the reps down on the way down and be more explosive on the way out, and add a pause at the bottom. Now for the shoulder press, you can either make it a push press with a slow eccentric, or make that jump to the next weight, or add reps overall, do more reps. That's 5 sets done. Easy way to find your Bulgarian setup. Bum to the back of the bench, heels softly out in front of you. When you roll forward onto that foot, you'll be in almost the ideal position. What I'm going to do as well though is add in my Stonarke heels. It's like wearing a slant board but with arch support, basically. A slant board with arch support. If I haven't said already, the most brutal kettlebell workouts are all in my school program. The short workouts, long workouts, they're all updated regularly. Check out the link below, it's less than £1 a day. And most of my workouts follow a pretty similar framework because I want to get as strong as possible, but I want to look as good as possible doing it. And I want to have really good endurance too, because when I go to the jiu-jitsu mats or something knocks on my door that requires real world strength, you need endurance. So for programs that take care of all of these things, check out my Instagram, write razor beneath any post, or go to my school community. Like I said, it's less than £1 a day. If you don't have dumbbells for your lateral raises, you can use kettlebells. And this is the best way to do it. You're going to put your hand through the handle like this and grip it. I don't know what you'd call that grip. Because then when you drag out, there isn't the extra hanging resistance of the bell. You just get to use them as close to being a dumbbell as possible. And a lateral raise is like, that's a dumbbell exercise really. It's not a kettlebell exercise. So we're going to go here, a shotgun grip. Check it out. So I know what you're thinking. Where is this Bulgarian split squat drop set of death, which I mentioned? Well, it's now. This is set 4, and this is how we finish. And at the end of this set, you're going to realize it's taken you just less than an hour to hate your life. And this is going to be the reason why. We've been doing sets of 12 reps. We're going to finish by doing 10, but it goes 10 on each leg, get rid of 1 kettlebell. 10 on each leg, get rid of the second kettlebell. 10 on each leg, and go vomit in a corner somewhere. And then just for a treat, you've got your final set of lateral shoulder raises. If you enjoyed today's workout, or hated it but still want more, you know where to go. The link's below. It's just $1 a day.